Thanks very much. I'm going to read a fairly old poem of mine, which was briefly famous in that it was published, not in a book of course, but it was published on the inside of a number 38 bus after being included in a kind of poetry competition on the theme of carnival. And no matter how many 38 buses I boarded, I could never quite find the one that had the poem in it. Local girl makes good. The tinsel toils over, the crepe paper slavery finally finishes this afternoon in a flourish of feathers, a swarm of kazoos. With helium-hearted balloons and bunting, the lorries are shunting a stop-go shuffle that concertinas the pleated skirts and the tag-along dogs. A truck is delivering unlive music, apt as a poser's flash car disco, trapped in a traffic jam, thumping the air. Fairy tale royalty floats down the high street. The schoolgirls are flushed by the sun and the footwork. The buckets of charity rattle along. It was raining last year, so the Queen abdicated. The new one is feted by somebody's dad with a hot dog salute and a beer bottle toast. This is about an attempt to do a gig recently. I play, amongst other things, in Latin bands, and people put together bands here. Singers are flown in at vast expense from, who knows, Puerto Rico or somewhere, and we play their music and hopefully take the money and then go back. Sometimes it works. This is called Numbers Game. The rehearsal is at 2. The rehearsal is 5 hours. I escape after 4. Next day, the sound check is at 4. The sound check is at 5. I arrive at 5:30. We go to the pub Thursday. I escape after 3. The sound check was at 9. The band is on at 12. The band is on at 2:30. The band should arrive at 2:30. The band is on at 3. I arrive at 3. The band is not on at 3. The police arrive at 4. Somebody was stabbed. The band is not on at 4. The show must not go on. We all must go. I escape after 4. By the stage door, 3 models pose for camera clicks against Brixton bricks, while we wonder whose number was up and how many days till the money arrives. If time or Tim permits, I'm going to try and romp through some new poems which I'm calling foundlings. They're kind of found poems. Okay, so what do? You get a newspaper like The Guardian. Find from each page one line across a column, a complete phrase, no half words. Go through the whole paper like that and sort them out. Feeling pursued by the new, evidence shows that people respond as if electricity had been run down, like a bored sitcom housewife saying, "Nothing came of it." Collapse in demand would be a bleak affair, like throwing cold water on expectations. The underwriting has been structured. A man has been arrested. Cannabis is booming. Few can claim their slumbering hours. State funerals are routinely accorded. Excesses burst into the open. New piano music, and also, as required, home improvements and a car. Drinks such as coffee and tea, and longer sentences, peppered with star clusters and nebulae that make them look older. Families, and not blame them, despite a small police presence and gently breaking waves from the surface of Mars, concentrate on the text. Forced to speak another language, like it would start flowing tomorrow, London is investigating defective hearts and arteries. Neither of these tasks is understood, and what a contest this will be. There was a thing called the persistence of perseverance. My brother came to visit this week because he had to attend to the Great British Beer Festival, and I didn't go with him this time, but I thought about it. And this is an old poem called Beer Festival. The mallets thump, kegs give their ale, lapels wear jokes as fresh as Sunday slops. Slim beginners bend round expert guts. A beer-stained dog is sniffing round for scraps. A tweed strains lamplight through an upheld beer, astronomer confronted with eclipse. Anoraks begin to lurch, the umpire band makes jumpers limp as hogs mix up the steps. A rugby shirt starts singing but is scuppered by hiccups. Now my eyeballs rebelling looks like this is where it stops. This is the notorious insufficiently romantic poem written in the lovely town of Seville, where the oranges come from, for your marmalade. It's got one foreign word in it, platha, which just means square, as in, Piccadilly, platha. It's called The Ripe Moment. Unpeopled platha, cluttered tabletop, all sun-gilt bread and beer. We sip and chatter under orange trees. I count the bottles, dreaming of the drop, that golden plummet, and the sudden thud of orange on my lover's loaf. too. Flocks of fowls busied themselves under threat of extinction. That is unlikely to play favourably. The city has been seen as a showcase. Suburbs of Paris will be rewarded with crane, snake, monkey, praying mantis and soy sauce and pickled conger eel with other raw materials, telling people to eat their leftovers, paying conscious tribute to Cézanne until clarity emerges. Remove the entire board, including chief of the Kama Sutra, because they have suffered enough with no pockets or close-fitting shirts and scripts, badly organised training days and natural erosion caused by the sea. Two factors can be taken into account. Too sporadic and too little comprehensive helicopter instruction was causing women to have more cycles. The same picture with auctioneers and the Hindu god Shiva in a battery manufacturing business. Recorded music is the creative heart of ballet exercises before encouraging involuntary movement or behaviour. Much crotch rubbing and leg splaying between Alberta and British Columbia. The Navy is purring at the prospect, the eventual upturn, but this seems to be more than human. Thanks very much. That's a tune called The Perseverance of Persistence. Okay, this is a wrestling poem. Highball. Highball glass, ice rattle, sudden rush of vodka. Tomato juice deluge, black pepper crunch, jab of Tabasco. Worcestershire sluice, slice of lemon, serve at 30,000 feet. This next thing is a reminiscence of an event a bit like this, but nowhere near as good, as you'll soon tell. It's called Help. Stubbing her big toe on the fragmenting beat of a now desperate love song, she floundered on, glancing fitfully at her hunched accompanist, who seemed to be mouthing the lyrics, yet not singing. Lip-reading his fraught face revealed another story, his mouth rhythmically flopping open, a brilliant goldfish cyclically counting in his little bowl from 1 to 4. Oh. One more thing, and but before the thing, let me just say a thing. There's a mailing list if you're interested. It's a free monthly chronicle of my merry adventures like this one, and completely enthralling news about what I'll be doing next. Yes, anyway, this is the final foundling. The authorities in Moscow, frustrated by the last-minute nature of their alcohol consumption, say they are preparing for a new wide cobbled area used for parking and encroaching on the city, and cheap beer may not be enough. Beer is pleasing as it's not the result of something in a dish on a lamp bench, often cloaked in haze, which occasionally undergoes a radical change as a result of allowing small farmers to keep their plots. With the thermometer below zero, a Paris of the future entirely enclosed in the cold sea, sheltering from the rain, and a glowing richness of sound was just a matter of time, the only response to impending doom. Always laden with gifts like clothes and banned computer games, humanity may survive thanks to some proper meals, palatial five-star hotels. Small consolation to those who have to build the new hospitals and schools to implement them. Tate Modern was then conceived as a vast laboratory for research into bees and human sexuality, or bungee jumping or swimming with known artists, imported from Bulgaria and nicknamed the Mothers. The trial continues amid further criticism of its controversial tributes or social networking sites, with public opinion on its side for reasons entirely unrelated to the web traffic monitoring. Too good to be true. What came to be called mood music should be considered a modern evil. That is why rules are so important now.